been a committee person since I was 18, and tomorrow I'll be 43. So I think that the candidates, be it Republican, John Jenkins, I know he pushes for people to vote on the Republican side. Tina Tartaglione pushes for people to vote, and she does that through her brother-in-law and through her mother, through her ward leaders.
Yeah!
Also, Tomas Sanchez and his wife, Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez, pushed the vote for their lead organization. So all candidates push for people to vote and want people to vote. And we're saddened when people don't come out to vote. Last spring, it was a disgrace, the voter turnout. And I think everybody was really disappointed in that. But one thing we can do to really get a lot of people more to vote is to end election fraud. And I think the AG and the district attorney has to be more proactive and aggressive in attacking that.
Okay.
Representative, I'm not sure whoever told you you were great or wonderful, or Carlos Matos for that.
No, your wife is the greatest one.
No, but I think what we all have to acknowledge is that the Democratic Party here in Philadelphia, and I'm a lifelong Democrat, but the party here has sought to divide and conquer us. So they have chosen people, including the representative and Carlos Matos, who their special interest is the party itself. And they get certain things, they don't share it with the rest of the community, but they get to keep power that way. And they get to they divide and conquer us. And this is the attitude that you get from them, okay? So every time there's a committeeman's election, which is at a level where we can all participate, okay, I am answering the question, if you were listening. So they challenge anyone who steps forward to run for a committee person. So what I would do is I would put forth legislation that says that if you run for a committee person and you are challenged, because then you lose a day of work and you have to get a lawyer, that the losing party would have to pay for the day of work and for your lawyer fees. And what would happen then is that you would not have all these people that want to run.
One of the biggest problems I see with voter turnout is the fact that so many of our elected officials, so many of the leaders of both parties, my party, the Republican Party, and also the Democrat Party, are corrupt. And you see this corruption in people getting locked up, people under investigation, people taking bribes, and I think the regular citizens in Philadelphia, whether it be in the white communities, the black communities, the Hispanic communities, anywhere, all over Philadelphia, are getting disenfranchised. They don't see why they should come out. There's 4 people that got caught on tapes taking bribes. And those 4 people, 3 of them don't have opponents. They're going to win re-election without anything happening to them. So that's a problem. And we have a number of people in Philadelphia that are under investigation and everything else, and nothing is happening. Right now, there's people that are running that are in trouble. And when people see this on the news, when people read about this in the newspaper, why should they come out and vote if the same people are going to get elected that have been running the city for 60 plus years now?
Thank you. 20 years ago, when I first ran for office, it was baptism by fire with the Latino community. There was no turnout whatsoever. You would get 100 votes for the whole ward. And I know my 2 offices do over 1,500 constituents a month that come in and out that we help. And I think by doing that, we're helping the community, and guess what? They realize if they vote, they're heard. And I made it a point everywhere I go that if you don't vote, you can't complain. So it's good constituent service. I talk, I listen to my constituents, and slowly, over the last 20 years, turnout actually is better. You can get over 1,000 votes in the ward. You know, that's a pretty good return. Before it was under 100, now it's always over 1,000.
People need to know that there are billions of dollars in this community. We
We say we're poor. I say we because it's been my home for half of my lifetime. There's tons of money in this community. What I would like to know is how much money Angel Cruz has gotten from the time of his beginning of his campaign, where he's gotten it, where he's spent it. That's what I'd like to see, full transparency, sir.
There's full transparency. If you look, you'll find.
No, it's not
And
full.
listen, your issue is with the school district. We've given millions and millions of dollars that was supposed to go into the education fund, but your administrators here in the city of Philadelphia took it and put it in the general fund where they spend it any which way they want it instead of the education of our students. Okay, so blame that in your mayor and your city council that did
I
that.
want to see full transparency where you got all your money and where you spent all your money. And for that storage facility you have next to your office.
That is not mine. I don't own that, lady. Okay, next.
What are your intentions? Are you running because you are 4 years shy from your pension, or are you interested in serving the community?
I don't think even if we talk about 2 of 4 years, this is not a non-issue for me, to be honest with you. I am a public servant. I've always been a public servant, whether I'm in office or not. I've been active, so I don't need, let me tell you, I'm not running for state representative just for the sake of glory, because I was a state representative before. I've been in positions that many Hispanics haven't been appointed to, so I've had the fortune to service in very high positions. So I'm not running for 2 years, a couple of years to get a pension. When I get older and I decide to retire, then I'll concern myself with my pension and how am I going to live for the rest of my life and my family. But that is not my concern. I am running to win and to make a difference because I have the experience to make a difference for this district.
So you didn't make a difference the first time. What makes you think you?
Well, I made a difference. You're standing in a building where I put millions of dollars for job training. I worked to build schools, new schools in this district. I brought tax credit for housing and development. So, I mean, that's the reality for 6 years. This is what I did for 6 years. While others have taken 20 or 30 years to do half of the stuff I did in 6 years.
Okay, folks, we are going to wrap this up. And we are very grateful to Leslie, Danilo, and Ahmed,